Let's go.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, one of the most sought-after speakers on the circuit today. Her live internet talk show, Express Yourself, is the most provocative, thought-provoking, and talked-about radio show on the internet. There's no holds barred, and Dr. Milligan puts the B in bold. She brings it every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Rosie has been proclaimed the most provocative female writer of the century. Her books include Satisfying the Black Man and Black Woman Sexually Made Simple, Why Black Men Choose White Women, and the book Nigga Please. These books have raised eyebrows across the country. She has authored 21 books and published 350 titles for authors nationwide. Check Dr. Rosie out at drrosie.com for her books, articles, and archives of her internet talk show. Sit at the feet of wisdom. Dr. Milligan is indeed a timekeeper and scorekeeper. She is the clock, calendar, and almanac for Black America. You need to hear her.
Good morning, top of the morning. You're listening to the Express Yourself Hour. I am your host, Dr. Rosie Milligan. Guess what? Coming to you live with nothing but straight talk. Yes, that's how we do it around here, folks. Nothing but straight talk. Wow, we have a wonderful show for you today, and my co-host is Mr. Keith Swanson. You guys know him. How many years he's been the AI man? People still looking for him. Well, I think I'll start all over with mine on the table for the first one who identified Keith and say, I got him. Hold up, I got him. I don't know why you guys don't recognize when he's in your midst.
It's
you
the voice.
should recognize his voice, but Keith, you never change it. That's what I don't understand. Maybe they're looking for somebody looking for a tall man. Somebody's looking for a short man. Somebody's looking for a brown skin, a light skin, blue eyes. I don't know what you're looking for. But you should just look for the voice, you guys. Just the voice will identify him all by himself. Keith, how you doing this morning?
I am doing great, Dr. Rosie. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. I know you, it's so much going on, you know.
Too much.
It's too much. Keith, I don't even want to watch the news too much. They say the same thing over and over, but why everybody's so rambunctious? Everybody's so uptight.
It's because the whole system is starting to implode and people are panicking. They're scared. That's why. Everybody's scared because there's no with the automation and AI and this upheaval in the government. Everybody's scared because there's no safe place anymore.
Would you say there's a feeling of insecurity?
Oh yeah,
all over America now.
Oh yeah, not just here, all over the world. It's not just here. All over the planet. With
the young people and the elderly.
Yes.
I think they are the most vulnerable and the one that has the greatest fear because they have more to lose, I guess. What would you say? You know, the young people looking at, do I have a future? What do you think the young people think about now who's sitting up here with these high school loans, who's getting a degree and something that won't even be in existence by the time they graduate? Is anybody talking to these young people? Do anybody know what's on their mind?
The thing is, they're trying to the media and the government is trying to keep everybody calm by lying to them. They've been lying to them for the past 10 years. This stuff they have been talking about this stuff coming since 2012. Okay, really, since I started following the World Economic Forum in 2006. Okay, they've been talking about this stuff coming. So to me, it's not new, and they have been lying. So a lot of people that I know, male and female, because I told the females first because I said your jobs are on the line. Okay, and women, the thing is, men are not as loud as the women are. Okay,
right.
And the thing is, the women thought that if something happens, the government will step in. Okay, right. There's going to be money. There's going to be a safety net. There's only so low I can go. But thing is, they notice with Trump, okay, that safety net's being cut, and they know I'm going to hit the floor.
Wow.
And they're scared. And I've seen, TikToks and Twitters of white women crying in their cars, okay?
Wow.
About where am I going to go, where I'm going to live, I'm going to be homeless, but, white women. And we're not talking about black, we're talking about white women crying in their cars, okay?
Wow.
Crying in their cars with their children. So it's like that, so.
And Keith's educational system is acting like they are blind to the future. You ever thought about that? They're acting like they're blind They're so far behind.
And it's going to get worse. Remember we were having a conversation about ChatGPT and AI and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I was saying that it was a bad deal to introduce your kids too early to this stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing teachers. I'm seeing people that are teachers, right, are saying they're getting children that are 8, 9, 10 that can't read because they never had to. There's one girl, she went through all of school, and she got a scholarship to University of Connecticut, and she can't read. And cannot read. Yes,
got a scholarship.
Got a scholarship because she's using these tools, to actually do her work. And by the time she get to school, they find out she never read before.
Well, they're saying they're using it too. Well, they couldn't read here before they start identifying and talking about AI. The system been broken a long time.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, we're not talking about poorer kids in poorer neighborhoods. We're talking about middle class kids in 2-parent households, okay?
Yeah.
And white kids in 2-parent households, middle class white kids that can't read, okay?
Because everybody's leaving stuff up to the school system. When I came up, you would read them before you went to school. You didn't go to school to learn how to read.
Yeah.
You see? So we have just given away our power to over to the government. We better take it back and put it in our hand.
No, it's not the government, okay? We can blame the government. We're giving up our powers to these little bitty screens, okay? Because back 10, 12 years ago, I think when my daughter graduated from college, right, I saw young mothers hand their little 1-year-old their smartphone.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. And that's what's happening. Go ahead.
It is.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, look, we're going to get into our topic today. I think we have a great, great topic. I think so. I don't know about you, but what we need to think about when a family member moves in, we're going to look at the deal breakers for letting a loved one move in and the deal breaker for when you need to kick them out.
Ooh, okay.
In today's tough economy, it's becoming common for your children, your adult children, not little children, your adult children, your aging parents, or even some of your lifelong friends are facing eviction, homelessness. And they reach out to you. They turn to you for a place to stay.
Yeah.
But before you say yes, out of love or out of guilt, well, I love them, and you feel guilty if you don't allow them to stay. Before you do that, let me say, hold up. Wait a minute. Before you let a family member move in. Someone told me that that's a topic of discussion. How can you not allow your parent to move in? Your adult child to move in. Your friend, long life friend, you all been friends since elementary. Now this person needs a place to stay. So you have to ask yourself, what is the real cost? I'm not talking about just financially.
Yeah.
What is the real cost? Emotionally, financially, and legally. Now, why do I say financially and legally?
Yeah.
Because they've drained your finance. If certain things are not in place, you may have to evict them. That's legally. So it's some tough questions that's confronting people now, because guess what? They're coming. You better not have an extra bedroom and let folks know it. You better put a sewing machine in it, or open a home-based business in it, or make it your dog room or something. They come into your house. Wow, you got 3 bedrooms. Next thing you know, somebody need a place to stay. Now, is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. Yeah.
No, people used to do that. But guess what? During that time, back in the day, somebody came to live with you. They were not smoking in your house. Drugs were not rampant. Things were just different, Keith.
Yeah.
And people thinking different. They came humbly and taking on responsibility. They came with a plan. But nowadays, they just come.
There was certain etiquette that back in the day that you had that doesn't exist anymore.
Right, right. That back in the day, people would even take someone that they didn't even know.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. But there was an agreed, almost like a social contract, if, that
Yes,
people had amongst each other, because you're from the South, and there was a certain etiquette and social contract that when you came into somebody's house and got help from somebody, there was a certain decorum, certain way that you acted, there's certain things, certain rules that were unspoken that you
right.
didn't have to talk about. Okay, I don't think that exists anymore.
Yeah, you didn't have to lock your purse up. You
No,
could leave your wallet on the table.
no, no.
Nobody was going to take your keys and be gone in your car.
Yeah, I think we've gotten rid of public shame because normally if you did something like that, basically you were shamed throughout the whole community, and that would follow you. So I think that kind of kept people in line. I don't think that exists anymore.
You're right, because it was such a close community, so everybody knew if you did Miss Lizzie wrong, right?
Yes.
But now your neighbor, you don't even know your neighbors.
No.
They don't know who's coming to your house or who's supposed to be there. But
Sometimes you don't even know your children.
wow, wow. Well, it used to be that the children would come to live with the parents.
Mhm.
Everything seemed to be reverse order now, Keith.
Mm.
Not only are the children coming back to live with their parent, they come back to live with grandma
Mm-hmm.
and bringing our kids with them. Folks,
Yeah.
we're in a new day, and there's some things that we really got to think about. You may say, I don't need to think about that because, I don't have anybody living with me. Keep on living. That's what my dad used to always say when we talk about stuff. Dad, I never did that before. I'm not going to do this. He said, baby, keep on living. You ever
Keep on
heard
living.
that, Keith?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Keep on living.
Like my grandma used to say, keep getting up, saying good morning.
Right. That's right, folks. So if you're out there and you don't have anybody asking to live with you right now,
Mm-hmm.
in the words of Simon Hunter, my father, keep on living.
Mm-hmm. Wise man.
Keep on living.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be surprised. Some people has not caught up, Keith, to how critical this economic situation is. I don't know if they're in denial because I see people going along spending money, buying stuff that they shouldn't be buying.
Yeah.
So I'm asking the question, are you in touch with reality?
You know what, Dr. Rosie, and this is something because I used to trade, stocks and commodities a long time ago, and what they would say right before a major recession, okay, people would spend more money on Christmas right before they know they were actually going to be broke.
I don't get it. Do you?
They want to have one last good memory. Yeah, good memory. Yeah. If they're gonna live the next 2-3 years in poverty, they want to have one good memory.
Wow. Now, see, I never thought of it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, let's look at some of the things. We're going to talk about 5 key things that you need to know before you let somebody move into your house. You can't operate on emotion.
Okay. What's the first one? Okay. What's the first one?
The first one is, what are their habits? That's the first thing.
Ooh.
What are the habits? I mean, you need to take out a tablet and write down what you need to know about these people before they move in your house. I don't care if your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, what are the habits? Do they have some habit that are they a smoker? Are they sitting up smoking all day, leaving ashes in the ashtray? What are the habits? Do they smoke?
That means you really have to know them. Okay, you can't be something. If you want to know what their habits are, you can't learn people's habits. Within a few weeks.
You got to ask them. That's why you say, "Well, I didn't know you smoked. You never asked me." Is that a deal breaker for you? It would be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have visitors?
Mm.
Do you frequently have visitors? Remember, they're moving into your house,
Right.
so they may have visitors.
Mm-hmm.
They may be in a group that they want to invite their rap friends to come over and they rehearse on Saturday. Keith, it's funny, but people have their social lives.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that I have to end my social behavior until I get in my own place. But they'll walk into your house as if it's their house, because when you let them move in, they see it as their home.
Yeah.
Keith, you want to give the number out for, you may have people out there who want to call they should have the information. They can go to Zoom, and they would have the information because we email out how they can get in on Zoom.
Okay.
But give them the phone number because
Okay.
somebody out there mad right now because they done let the wrong person in our house and don't know how to get them out because you get them out, everybody in the family's mad. You know, she put her son out. She put her cousin out.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to be concerned about what other folks think, but they're not letting them live with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's that phone number, Keith?
I don't know. Well, I used to know the old number thing is we got to get the Zoom number from there.
Well, you know what?
You have it?
Yeah, I have it here. That number is, put it in the chat too, Keith, then but you'll have it. It's 669-444-9171. Folks, the number to call is 669-444-9171. And if you just want to listen, go to innerlightradio.com. If you just want to listen, go to innerlightradio.com. So
we're gonna repeat this several times because this is a new number,
new format.
Yeah.
Do they smoke? Do they have visitors? If they do, if they expect to have visitors coming to your house, then you need to ask them who. Now that's key.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, and also you have to know who you are. Do you want visitors in your house? Because you're doing them a favor by allowing them to sleep under your roof, and there should be rules. What are your rules? Okay.
That's right. That's why you want to lay it out first.
Yeah,
a lot of
first.
people are renting rooms, and you just have a room. Sometimes that's all you have is space in your room. There are those who rent out space, and you have access to the living room, the dining room, the kitchen. Backyard. I mean, you have access run of the house. So you got to be very clear when you allow somebody to move in your house, or they just renting a room where they have a place to come and sleep and get up and go to work. But or they want to treat it like a home where they can have company. Think about if you have company coming over, Keith, and they have company coming over. There's no communication about it. Here you sitting with your company. Here 3 or 4 people knocking on your door. Because this visitor is having company. And if you do have company, you need to lay down the rules.
Yes.
What time, what's the latest hour somebody can ring your doorbell?
Yeah.
To come and see anybody.
Yeah.
Folks, this is real key. These are things that cause you to be in court, causing you to have the biggest fallout in the family. And sometimes not just mentally, sometimes real fist altercation, Keith. I've seen it happen. All because you did not clarify the rules to the game. So that's what we're talking about. These are things you need to know. And if they lie to you, you will soon pick it up. And the sooner, the better that you just start the movement of the process of getting them out of your house.
Yes.
People can move in with you and make you feel so uncomfortable. It's like you're renting from them.
Do you think, Dr. Rosie, because you're better at this, that if it's supposed to be temporary, that they should sign something, it should be written down? So in case there's an issue, like they need to leave, or they need to leave in a time limit, and you need to even go to court or something like that, that should be written down? Like, okay, you said you needed 3 months or 3 weeks or something like that, that you should go ahead and note it down, have them sign it, that, okay, within 3 weeks, then my time is up staying with you or something like that? Do you think
that's number 2?
Okay, that's number 2. Okay. I didn't really jump the line.
Yeah. Do they have a plan? Folks, that's critical. Do you have a plan? Well, I just need to be here a couple of weeks. Okay, what's the plan? In a couple of weeks, what will change?
Yeah.
Right. Do you have a place you've already bought and you're waiting to get the keys? Come on, folks.
Yeah.
What? Do you have a plan?
Yeah.
You need to ask them that. You just don't let somebody move in without a plan.
Yes.
Maybe they intend to stay there forever. Well, you got 3 bedrooms. Ain't nobody but you.
Yeah.
So why do I need a plan?
Yeah.
Just let me move in.
Yeah, that's
See no plan?
that's fine. And the thing is, who is that person? Is that person a friend, an acquaintance, is a family member? Is it, because say if it's your mother or a parent, okay, that's a different circumstance than
Right.
a brother or a friend or something like that. Because a parent, maybe or maybe not. But there's if they're elderly, especially, there's probably isn't a time limit.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to know the plan.
Going on
That's
the plan.
important.
Yes.
Because your mother may want to move in with you, but then is she bringing Boo Man kids with her? Is it just mama? Is it mama and her grandchild?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it can get so bad sometimes you say, Mama, I'm going to find an apartment and I'm going to put you up. Sometimes it's better to go in your pocketbook and put them up than to wreck your nerves or to fall out with your parents. Oh, really? Because some parents can really have an issue. Keith, I think it's something on the board.
Yeah, this is from Jamal, and it says, I had a white man that looked homeless asked me for $1 over the weekend in the parking lot at Trader Joe's. I couldn't give it to him because I could see how white man in America couldn't use his white skin privilege to get $1, to the point where he'd have to ask a couple of Negroes for $1. What a waste of white privilege at the end of America. I think there is no white privilege in America anymore. I think it's going away pretty fast.
No, everybody is off the hook now.
Everybody's leveled out. Yeah, everybody's leveling out. So a white man has to. What is it? The chickens have come home to roost.
Yes. Look like they're saying somebody called and hung up. So I don't know if you could see that.
I'm looking at it. I didn't see him.
Okay.
So,
but one thing I want to say, folks, let me know as soon as you can just bring them in.
Okay.
But whatever color person is now, I really think it's time that we're gonna have to this color thing. We're gonna have to really rethink that, because my dad used to always say, entertain strangers, it may be angels. Because one thing I can say throughout this life, a lot of people can attest to the fact that they have really gotten help from white people. I mean, Harry Tubman can tell you that with the Underground Railroad. We just have to see the political thing is what have made people start looking at color more and more, the news and all this kind of stuff, because they don't see those people. It doesn't hit the news. When someone most times do something good for blacks and for blacks do something good for white. That's not a media story. All we hear is the bad part. Something else is on the board.
It says, okay, this is our engineer again. White folks are the ones that have to rethink colorism and racism. Yes, they do. As Dr. Rosie would say, it's the kind of Jesus moment right now. Okay.
Yeah. We all better understand that we're all up under this, what we call under this board, trying to keep the rain from us. We're all up under this umbrella now.
And the thing is, it's not, and what Trump is trying to get across, in his, kind of erratic way, is that this competition is not just internal, it's external. Okay, if not, the rest of the world's going to run over us. So they have to rethink all that.
What they say, a house divided against itself shall not stand. And the whole world is looking at the division here. So that they're just, we just open season. If we don't change this thing, it's going to take all of us. Because if this country's invaded, they're not coming looking for the black, the white, the Hispanic. They mowing down everybody in their sight. So we better stand strong together right now. I think it's more critical now for us to stop the color war and the race war than ever before, because it can hurt us all. Keith, number 3, we said number 1, what are their habits?
Right.
Do they smoke? If they smoke, then what? You might can deal with cigarettes because maybe you smoke too. But do you smoke in the house?
Right.
Okay. What are your plans? Will you contribute or consume? Now, just be honest. Now, you're broke. You don't have any money. Don't come in up faking. But I know I can give probably $300 a month. Is that realistic? I mean, just be upfront. Right now, I don't have anything. They're taking child support is getting internal revenue is getting 50% of my money.
Okay.
I have a car note. I'm down on my luck now. So can I pay this amount and I will start getting my unemployment? Just laying out the plan when you can increase. I think I saw something. Let me open. Well, we got the chat open. Let's see what's going on here.
Okay. Basically, nobody's in except us. I said the call-in number is 1-669-444-9171. Okay, and put in the meeting ID number, which is 84344-135-068.
Okay, got it. What would they contribute? Be honest. Just let them know whatever you're going to contribute. I want you to be honest with me about how, the consistency. Don't come in, 'cause that's just like people call. I've had people call me, Keith, I need to borrow $2,000 and I'll give it back in 2 weeks. Okay. Wow. In 2 weeks. Where is the money coming from? Did somebody die and leave you an insurance policy? Do you have? They don't. What is your? Will tell you anything, Keith, so they can get the money. Now, if you can get it in 2 weeks, then wait the 2 weeks.
Yeah. What is your plan? Why do you need it so fast? And what's your plan to give it back to me?
Right.
Because now you're making me a partner.
Right.
Yeah.
When they know they won't have it in 2 weeks. So, what's the habit? Do they have a plan? Will they contribute? They might say, you know what? I lost my job. I don't have anything. Can I? Don't say rent, because you ain't offering no money. It ain't no rent, okay?
I'm on my behind.
Can I stay here? I need somewhere to stay.
I need some place to keep the rain off my head. Can I sleep on your couch or air mattress? What's there for me?
Honesty. We're talking about folks being upfront. Then you don't end up being an enemy when you have to leave. Now, the fourth one, you need to have clear boundaries. You can't have company, or no one can come to this house ringing the doorbell after 10, whatever those hours are. It may be 12 o'clock. I don't know, what you're comfortable with. But you got to have it in writing. And don't come talking about later. Well, I told you couldn't do. No, it was written down. I went over it. I read it out loud because I don't know how well you read it. I read it line by line. Folks, listen to me. This is critical. Because you hand somebody something, you have not tested their literacy ability. You want to make sure you're going over each rule. You're reading it out. Then you have them to sign that I understand all the rules and regulations and I agree to abide by them. If not, then you will be asked to vacate the property. And if there are legal expenses involved with me legally having to get you out, I am going to sue and ask that you pay the court fee. Now, folks, y'all listen. Because it can cost you to get a person out. So it's important. So you want to make sure that everything is clear. There's nothing blurred. And then you ask them if they have any questions. Because they may object to something you said that you might need to amend. You may need to agree with them. Yeah, well, okay, that does make sense. Then you may need to do what? Amend that contract that you're giving them. Don't let anybody move in your house without a contract.
Exactly.
I don't care who it is, folks. Now,
whether you use it or not, the thing is, it's just like hate to say it, like a prenup, okay? Whether you intend to use it or not, it's there.
Yeah, it's there. That's important. And then you want to go, can you really, ask yourself, can you really afford to do them a favor? I wrote a book called Creating a New You in 6 Weeks. And in that book, I explained the fact that if you would actually look at what you do in the run of a 24-hour period and ask yourself, how much did I do for me in these 24 hours? Ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
You will realize that there are days go by that everything you did benefited somebody else. That you didn't do anything that had anything to do with you. And I go on to talk about how important it is to learn how to say no and not feel guilty. How to say no and not feel guilty, because you have to protect your emotion, you have to protect your mental status, and you can lose it by making the wrong decision. You know, when a person tell you they want to live with you, they tell you how long they want to stay, then you need to ask them, what is the source of your income? What about that, Keith? What is the source? Where's your money coming from?
Where's it coming from? Yeah. Yep.
Because why am I asking that question? You may have some illegal activities going on.
You might have a hustler, huh?
Yes. Where's your money? What is your source of income? Now, if they don't want to answer these questions, then they need to look for a room someplace else, because you have to have some guidelines that you are comfortable with. Everybody's not suited for your house. I don't care if it's a relative. They're not willing to give you this type of information. Folks, you're setting yourself up for some legal balance. You need to know. They can say, well, you know, I'm drawing unemployment. I get an SSI check. I get child support. I'm on disability. You need to know where that source of income. Now, now here where it comes in when they go really get mad and might decide, well, forget it. I need you to have fingerprint.
Ooh, okay. Wow.
I need you to have a live scan. Keith, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
You don't know what these people have been involved with. It doesn't mean you might not let them, your relative, you may not. It's not that you may not let them rent the room, but at least you kind of have an idea about their background.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
If they're not willing to do that, then they don't need to be in your house.
Yeah, you should know who's coming into your house, especially nowadays.
Yeah, and if you're comfortable enough to allow them to come in your house, your love extends far enough for you to bring them into your house, then go ahead and pay for the live scan yourself if they don't have the money.
And run, well, yeah, you should, because it's going to save money in the long run. And,
Exactly.
and run those fingerprints to see where they lead to. Okay.
Exactly.
Is the person in front of you who they say they are?
Right. Because you don't know.
You don't know, including your children. Okay, you don't know.
Exactly.
Yes.
You don't know. Does it mean you're not going to allow them? No, you just have precaution. You now know what they're capable of doing. If it shows that they used somebody's credit card, they did some type of fraud, at least you know. Folks, I can't say this loud enough. You need to know the best you can who you are allowing to move in your house. And I know church people do it a lot. Well, you know, he wanted a Christian brother. He wanted the church members. You're going to get a fingerprint if you come up in my house, okay?
If he's a church brother and a member, then you should know him, okay? Because he's part of the congregation. You should know him.
But you don't.
And it should be multiple people that can actually vouch for him.
Well, the reference.
There's the references, yeah. Who do you know that I know? How did you find me? Okay.
Right.
And is the person's a word that I'm taking? Can I trust that person?
Wow. Now that's a whole. You know, you're right on that, Keith. Because I remember how people would, when they're trying to rent, they would tell you they were renting from one of their friends. You call Mr. Jones rent. Oh yeah, he been here 4 or 5 years. He ain't never missed paying his rent.
Right.
So that's why I say live scan.
Yes.
Okay? You're just trying to protect yourself. Oh, you think I'm a criminal? No, I don't think you're a criminal. This is just my rules. This is just my requirement.
this is just to protect me because
Yes.
if I'm gonna, because once I let you into my threshold, I'm responsible for you.
Right.
If anything goes down, I could lose my house, my belongings, my life. Okay,
Right.
by allowing you in, because I don't, I have to know who you are.
So that's important. You want to do that. And, me, I go all the way in. I want to see your credit report. Get up in my house and ain't paying. Because why?
Yeah.
Because if you haven't paid anybody, you got bad credit report, then you may get in my house and pay for 2 months and decide not to pay me. I'm trying to avoid legal expense. I'm trying to avoid having to go to court to evict you.
Yeah, and that's why I think I hate to say it because it used to be you didn't need it, but now you need everything written down on paper.
Right. Now, see
that's
what
they
happened.
recognize.
Yeah, what happened with that credit report? It doesn't mean that I may not allow you to move in, but at least if something go wrong, I can say, well, at least I had a hunch. At least I knew. Because anybody can have a bad credit report.
Yeah.
Most people after COVID, their credit went down the toilet. Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of business people, their credit is in the toilet because they have to pay their employees, they have to pay their overhead to keep their doors open. Then certain bills is going to come last because that business is their survival. I understand that. I just need a quick snapshot of who I am allowing into my house. That's all. That's important.
Yeah, it is.
That's important. Now, right here, I'm gonna stop and do a commercial, Keith.
Okay.
Because we have My Tech Academy. That's my company. It's a business and technology format. The website is mytechacademy.net. Make sure you put .net. mytechacademy.net. We are having a must-attend seminar for writers. Know your writing rights using artificial intelligence. Avoiding copyright infringements while preserving your unique voice. Folks, AI is here to stay. Artificial intelligence is changing the lives for personal and for business. But you don't want your rights to turn into losing your rights. So it's important. Anything you're going to do now, you want to know the legality around that. And I know that a lot of people, everybody writing, they having that story, but you want to know how to use AI responsibly while you're writing. You want to avoid the costs and pitfalls of infringement on copyright. And you want to protect your intellectual properties. So you can go to mytechacademy.net, and that class is being taught by Monica Gilliam. She's a JD. She's going to deliver legal and publishing insights. So go to mytechacademy.net and register for that class. If you're using artificial intelligence, you must know how to use it responsibly. You got to do that. So you can call 213-878-4742. That's 213-878-4742 for information about the class. But go to mytechacademy.net and register for that class.
You're gonna have to know it because even applying for jobs now, you're gonna have to know some of this. And a lot of people need remote work. Okay, you're gonna have to know some of this tech. Okay, you got to know a little bit more than copy and paste.
That's right, huh? And our co-host Ricky Davis. Let me look here. Rick is having a book signing.
Oh yeah. Oh, is he?
Yes, he's having. And guess what? He's having it. It's a literary celebration.
Okay.
He's having this Saturday, June 14th.
Okay.
From 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Otis College of Arts Design. That's at 9045 Lincoln Boulevard.
Lincoln Boulevard. Okay.
That is incredible. When the school is opening up for a venue for an author to come and sign books. Now that's a new gate opening, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Otis has been around for a while. Very good stuff over there.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So he is going to. I think he went to that school. That's what's interesting too. Yeah, I'm looking at his book signing, book release party celebrating author and publisher Ricky Lamont Davis. You guys, so you guys, go out there.
Mm.
It's going to be a great function. So you
Yeah.
want to go out
And,
there.
and what's the name of his book again?
His book is, let me see, it got it on here. You know how I'm trying to get my little eyes together. Let's see if he put the title
Because
here.
I know I know you have it. So.
Yeah, I do. But it's really incredible. It's about a journey, his poetry, but he
Mm-hmm.
talks about love, reflection,
Mm-hmm.
almost anything that you're involved with on this life journey.
Okay.
He put it in a poetic expression
Mm-hmm.
that is really, it's so healthy and it's thought provoking, and it makes you think about love, reflection,
Mm-hmm.
all the different things that you can encounter in life. So, folks, go out there. Keith know where it is. He
Yeah.
says, "Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Out there in Westchester. Yeah.
uh-huh,
Mm-hmm.
Otis College of Arts and Design." So you want to go out there and meet Mr. Ricky at his book signing. And if you have not gotten your living trust, wills, or power of attorney
Ooh.
together,
Ooh.
please, folks, we're talking about economic salvation. You
Mm-hmm.
need to call me. Yeah,
Especially all us boomers, man, because boomers are, as I'm getting older, man, I see so many of my compatriots and friends and people, that leave this earth and then leave their children and their loved ones in a mess because they didn't specify how they're actually going to divide up their assets.
it is so important, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you have everything in place. We gotta focus on generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
How does that tie in what we're talking about? Because
Mm-hmm.
you died, you didn't leave your kids anything.
Mm-hmm.
Not only it was bad enough that you didn't leave them anything, but you
Yeah.
left them with the responsibility
Mm-hmm.
of having to bury you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, what they're saying is that the boomers, as we transition, is going to be the biggest transfer of wealth that's in the history of this country. So,
Wow. Wow.
because there's so many of us, and we've lived so long, we've accumulated so much. People don't think that, because even if you have a home or something like that you bought way back when, okay, that's a massive amount of wealth
It
to be
is.
transferred. Yeah.
It is. And because
Mm-hmm.
we have not done a good job,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to repeat this. Because we have not done a good job at transferring
Mm-hmm.
or passing down generational wealth,
Right.
the fallout we're reaping from that is what
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing right now
Yeah.
with children homeless. And
Yeah.
Keith,
Yeah.
I wish you'd take a ride with me one day downtown. And when
Mm-hmm.
you see all the elderly, it will blow your mind,
Yeah.
who are
Right.
homeless.
Mm-hmm.
They're homeless because, number one, they can't go to their children
Right.
because they can barely take care of themselves or they already in somebody's room.
Yeah.
Folks,
Yeah.
this is no joke because back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
anybody could rely on their Social Security for
Right.
a roof over their head,
Right. At bare minimum. Yeah.
but not so today.
Yeah.
The average person, Social Security, and that's a fact, the average person, Social Security check is not enough to pay rent
Mm-hmm.
in Los Angeles.
No, it's not.
It's not. So that's why we're talking about this day. When a family member moves in, we're talking about setting rules. What's the deal breakers?
Mm.
How do you qualify? What do you need to know about them? What are the rules that you need to lay down? Folks, this is critical because parents are living longer. Children, many of them are less financial stable than they were back in the days.
Yeah.
I mean, kids got a job 18, they got their own apartment, but look at the unemployment rate now. And
Yeah.
facing artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah. It's I'm gonna send you a few things about especially what you called pink collar and white collar jobs and what's getting ready to
Okay.
happen. Yeah. Ooh, it's frightening. It's going to really hit people with degrees, especially women with degrees, because they go into these soft trades and soft skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll send you
And
that.
anybody out there listen, You you need to look at what your children are taking
Yes.
in college as a vocation.
Yeah.
Now, plumbing, electrician,
Welders. Yeah.
welders,
Even
the
builders.
money.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be in it. It's gonna be in the trades.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go as far as to say, you women out there who always talking about you the man of the house, I'm the mother and the daddy. Well, then you better act like you better get out there and get in some of those trades.
Yeah. You
Did you
have
hear what
to.
I say? I'm gonna repeat that.
Mm-hmm.
You better get out there and get in some of those trades
Yeah. Yeah.
so you can make a living for yourself and be able to help your children.
Start thinking like a man.
That's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no such thing as a man's job. You say you're doing a man's job. You're taking care of kids. You're doing everything. So get on out there and get in those trades.
Yeah.
So you're not confronted with what we're talking about today, not
Yeah.
having a place to stay.
They gotta say, there's an old joke, right? I always tell my folks, right? There's an old joke about two campers, right? And a bear burst out of the woods, right? And they start
Okay.
running. And the first camper says, "You can't outrun a bear." And the second camper says, "I don't have to outrun the bear; just outrun you. Gotta be the
Oh,
fastest
my
camper."
That's what we're going to be looking at.
That's
Keith.
what we're looking at right now. I don't have to outrun. Don't worry about the bear. The bear's gonna come. Okay, you got to be the fastest camper.
Wow. Folks, there's no joke out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your friend, what are you going to say to your friend?
Mm-hmm.
You've known this person since kindergarten,
Yeah.
and now they need a place to stay.
Yeah.
Now, you might be in position to say, you don't have to pay me anything. I have this extra room. That's good.
Yeah.
But you still need to lay down the rules and regulations.
Yeah.
But you know you're not getting any money because you don't want any. You just want this person to get on their feet. Folks, there's nothing wrong with helping
Yeah.
people like that.
Yeah, and the thing is, don't just how Reagan used to say back with Soviet Union, trust but verify.
Hmm.
You have to keep up with them. Okay, yeah, I know, but are you looking for a job? Are you trying to update your skills? Are you
Right.
are you taking classes online or whatever? What are you doing to actually get yourself moving forward? Okay.
Absolutely.
Not just, okay, I'm here, I'm comfortable, I'm going to take a breather. That's fine. But saying is that, at some point you're here as a resting station so you can actually move on to the next step. Okay. What are you doing while you're here?
And while you're here,
Mm-hmm.
what can you do
Mm-hmm.
to at least show some gratitude? You might
Right.
say, well, you know what? I don't have any money. You allow me to stay here free.
Right.
Why don't I take the kids to school for you? Why don't
Yes.
I pick up the kid?
Right.
Why don't, if you need some errand done, why don't I do
Yeah.
this?
Right.
Why don't I cut the grass instead of you paying the gardener since I'm here?
Since you're here, yes.
Yeah, do something.
Be of use. Yeah.
Contribute something. Let me tell you, folks, when you allow people to move in with you,
Mm-hmm.
you're acting on emotion. Well, you don't have to worry about nothing. I got it. You don't have to pay no rent.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on, months go by, you get to thinking how much this person really costing you.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing the TV all
Mhm.
night. They go to sleep watching the TV.
Mm-hmm.
They get in the shower and act like they there to stay. I'm just
Mhm.
telling you some things
Yeah.
that people have told me that happen with people who live with them.
Mm-hmm.
That they have to go in and say, look, you don't need to shower that long. Because they don't think about your water bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't need to go in here and wash 2 pieces at a time,
Yeah.
using up my laundry detergent and
Mhm.
run it, because they're not thinking about how much it's costing you.
Yeah.
You get up under the cover, you don't have to have the heater up high as it'll go. Folks,
Mhm.
I'm trying to give you some things
Right.
that you need to know when you have someone coming to your house, because free could cost you a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
Free
you're
could cost you a lot.
you're literally taking care of them. Okay, and
Yes.
it costs to take care of somebody.
Right. So you need to have these conversations. Maybe the reason they don't have a place to stay because they have not been prudent with their income. Because some people
Right.
go in and wash 3 things at a time and then
Right.
throw it in the dryer.
Yeah.
Versus waiting to wash the load. They're not trying to abuse you. That's the way they live their life. That's why they're broke. That's why they're asking to live with you because of their economic unsavvy behavior. So maybe this is a training period. You're teaching them now about this thing called life.
Yeah. Yeah. You're trying to, so that they don't go back and revert back to where they were. Right. You don't want to get in this position again.
Yeah. You use it as a teaching moment. So folks, before you say yes, when someone asks to come and live with you, hold up, wait a minute, before you allow it to happen. My father used to always say when we would ask him about things could we do or could he give us, he would always say, Keith, baby, let me think about it. I would get so mad. Why you got to think about it? No. And then he said, let me sleep on it. He went further to think about it. In other words, I'm not going to answer you today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me sleep on it.
Wise man.
I'm saying let him sleep on it. What sleep on it got to do with it? My father was wise.
Very wise, yeah.
Because when someone asks you for a favor, asks you something, think about it, Keith. Hear what they say. Keith, can you do me a favor? And you know what you end up saying? You haven't asked them what the favor. Yeah. You notice that's how people do.
Yeah, most people
can
do.
you do me a favor? Yes. No, you need to. What is the favor?
Right.
What is this favor costing you? You don't even ask them what the favor is before you agree to do the favor.
Right.
So now I understand what my dad was doing. He said, let me sleep on it. In other words, I need to think this thing through. People are so quick to give answers to anything. Even if they don't know the answer, they try to give you one.
Yeah, I'm from the hood, so basically, let me do a favor could get you 10 years. So you got to know what that favor is.
like hold this till I come back.
Or hold this, come back, or ride with me. Okay.
Can you ride with me over
Okay,
here?
right over here, yes.
Can you hold this till I come back?
Come back, yeah.
Can you put this check in your bank account? Come on, let's talk about it, Keith. Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah. So you got to know all the details. Okay.
Exactly. So, folks, all we're saying, it's a verse in the Bible say, above all, get an understanding. And most people don't. That's why you fall out. That's why people divorce. That's why girlfriend and boyfriend break up.
Yeah.
Because they don't get a good understanding, as Daddy say, from the get-go.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to personally know your limits. Okay.
Yes.
Because when you allow somebody to live or move in with you, that's charity that you're giving them. What is your limits for giving somebody charity? Okay, everybody's a limit. So like somebody walking up to me on the street. Okay, they can get $1, but they can't get 10 or 100. Okay, what's your limit?
Right. And what is it costing you?
Yes.
You really need to count, as they say, count up the cost.
Yeah.
For every decision that you make. Folks, stop making decisions out of emotional. Somebody come to you with a sob story, and especially you feel like, well, I'm my brother's keeper. Some people take the scripture out of context and just do themselves a whole lot of harm. Am I my brother's keeper? Your brother need to come straight. Because you can lose a lot by having people. You say, what did it cost me? Back up and think about it. Okay, I only have one bathroom. You got to think about all that. I have to be at work at this time. They have to leave at this time. So you got to think about it. Are they going to be sensitive to the fact that you have decided I have to be at work at 7? You have to make some adjustment. Well, I need to be in the bathroom. You only got one bathroom from this time to this time. And then that person can be in from this time. These are little things, folks. It doesn't sound like it's a big thing, but it's big. Because if I need to be at work at a certain time and I know what time I usually have to get into my bathroom, do my shower and everything.
Right.
And you decide you running late, you want friends, you want to jump in before me. Folks, these are issues. We're talking about real life thing that happen. You have to get all of that straight from the jump street. Otherwise, that person is infringing on you, and
Right.
pretty soon you're gonna be miserable. You're not gonna be happy in your own house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me, I don't go to bed, Keith, with dirty dishes in the sink.
Old school.
But some people do. So if I get up, you've gotten up and you cook, I'm ready to do breakfast. But I gotta wash the pots and pans and get the stuff out of the way because you were up cooking at 10 o'clock last night.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, this may seem petty, but this is a pet peeve for some people. So all this stuff need to be ironed out before you say yes. I do not want to get up to dirty dishes. Don't leave dirty dishes in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
And you really better talk about the bathroom. I'm serious, Keith. People don't look at these little things, but these are deal breakers.
Pet peeves, yeah.
Yes.
Marriages end over that, much less roommates, yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, it is really critical. But just know for sure, somebody's coming now. You may be tired. Somebody's coming. It's going to be a friend, somebody from church.
Yeah.
And folks, it's not a bad thing. We're going to have to open these doors in this economy. Trust me, you're going to have to help somebody. So only thing we're trying to get you to see is how to help them in a way that it can become a win-win. In a way that when they do leave your house, they're not mad at you. You guys can no longer be sociable. You follow what I'm saying, Keith?
Right.
I'm trying to say, allow them to leave in peace.
Yeah.
And you're in peace. And you all can still have a wholesome relationship. That's all we're talking about. And it's all about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Setting some rules. What's your plan? How long you? Oh, I plan. All I need is 2 weeks. Can I stay with you for 2 weeks? Okay. What's your plan? That'd be the next thing come out of your mouth. What are your plans after this 2 week period?
Yeah, and how you have to know. You have to know how much time are you willing to give them in your home. Okay.
Exactly.
Because they may want 6 months. Hey, babe, guess what? You got a month. That's all I can give you. Okay.
Right.
They'll give you a month to figure it out. So you have to know what your limits are. Okay, start with your limits and then worry about theirs secondarily.
You're right, Keith. And if it's not working out because the plan, here you don't have a job, but you're going to be gone in 2 weeks. Now, if you could be gone in 2 weeks, you don't need to be here with me for 2, because, no.
But they
will tell you anything to get in your house, okay?
If 2 weeks, and then gives them time. Okay, you might have another person that's willing to give you 2 weeks, and they pass it on. You know how they rotate.
Oh yeah, but you can go over there and stay 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes, 2 weeks. and they how they piece up. Okay, they have to piece up. They have to piece up the housing, and I've heard that quite a bit, and so it depends on who they are. Right. How close you are to them, how generous you want to be, and the thing is, what are your limits? What are your limits? Because don't give them a blank check. Right. Okay.
And Keith too. When it comes to this, a big one here. When it comes to your food.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Now, is it free for all? You can just go in there and eat everything in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Or now they may not have any money.
Okay.
So you may be fronting everything. So then you need to look at the fact. Now look, when you go in here and get the orange juice, you don't get a big 16-ounce glass. Because some people do it. They drink your orange juice just like they drink more juice than they'll drink water. So every time you look up, you go to get some juice. It's all gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
So you guys got to talk about, okay, let me shop. We're going to the market. I know you don't have anything. I want you to get what you want. I'm buying it because I'm putting you up. I'm helping you through this period. But this over here, don't you touch it. This is mine for me only. You need to clarify what's yours and yours only. And then you say, this is open season. You can help yourself to this. That's how the old folks say in the country. Girl, help yourself. What's help yourself mean? Get all you want. Okay?
Well, but back that was fine for that period, because back in the day we were taught not to take too much because somebody's giving us something. Okay,
you're right, Keith.
Yes.
You just said a mouthful. You're absolutely right. You knew better
You knew better, yes.
than to go in and get a 16 ounce
Right.
of somebody's juice. You knew
And,
better.
and sometimes you would ask, may I have? Yes. It wasn't assumed.
Keith, you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we went to somebody's home, if we wouldn't go in their refrigerator
No.
and get water, juice.
No.
Miss So-and-so, can I have some juice? Miss
Yes.
So-and-so, can I have some water? People
Right.
come to your house now, open the refrigerator door, standing there looking, gazing like they bought and put something in.
Mm-hmm.
You need to ask. You
Yeah.
ask for water. I taught my kids that don't go in people's house
Exactly.
doing anything. So this is a big one, you guys. You really have to look at when it comes to food, because there's special stuff.
Yeah,
I know I used to love cheesecake. I don't do it a lot now. But if you go in there and cut a big hunk out of my cheesecake twice, you about to get put out of here. There's some pet peeves about some of the food and certain stuff, and be moderate. Don't just go in. Don't waste the food.
Right.
Don't be putting more on your plate. You know you're going to eat it, and you see that person raking it out, putting it in the trash because they couldn't eat it all. Food you bought. 'Cause now that's how you used to do at your house. That's why you at my house. That's
Right.
why you broke. That's why you don't have anything. Because these are some of your habits.
Yeah.
You waste food. You leave food out on the stove, and then the next day you throw it out. I eat leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I put my food up, and the next day I can eat some, or the next day. So we come with different behaviors, folks. That's why you have to put things in place.
Right.
About your food.
Yes.
About your water. You don't go in the refrigerator. You take a 16-ounce bottle of water. You sip out of it.
And put it in, yeah.
Yeah, and we don't know, well, who had this one?
Right.
Folks,
Right. We got to have house rules, yeah.
you got to have house rules.
And you really have to spell it out because, like, say, that the home training that we used to get, okay, that doesn't exist anymore, okay?
Right.
There is no standard, so you have to spell all this stuff out.
Right. Well, folks, look like the clock on the wall say that's all. This show is going to re-air at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will also be on YouTube in probably a few days. But I want you to pass the word around. We have laid out what you need to know when you let a person move in your house. So the next time a person asks you to move in, hold up. So wait a minute. Let me sleep on it.
Yeah.
If my daddy said, let me sleep on it.
Yeah.
Stop answering right away when somebody come to you.
Yeah.
Let me sleep on it. Let me think on it.
And at some
Let
point,
me talk to my family about it.
At some point, Dr. Rose, you have to talk about how come this rich country is allowing all these people to be unhoused. It makes no sense.
I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, folks, a clock on the wall said that's all. We'll see you the same time next week. Have a great day. And remember, when someone comes to live with you, don't act on your emotions. Sleep on it.